Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Perkenalkan, nama saya Andik Hardiansyah dari Manajemen 23B dengan NPM 234111107. Pada kesempatan kali ini saya akan bahas materi mengenai sampling method and distribution. Langsung saja kita mulai ke materinya. The presentation will develop into the intricate world of sampling method and distribution, exploring the technique used to collect data from a population and the ways in which the data is spread. From simple random sampling to more complex stratified and cluster sampling, will uncover the nuance of each approach and discuss their strengths and weaknesses. Types of sampling method. Number 1 is simple random sampling. Each member of the population has an equal chance of being selected. This method is straightforward but may not be representative if the population has subgroups. Number 1 is stratified sampling. The population is divided into subgroups, strata, and a random sample is drawn from each stratum. This ensures receptions of all subgroups. Number 3 is cluster sampling. The population is divided into a cluster, and a random sample of cluster is selected. All individuals within the selected cluster are included in the sample. Number 4 is convergence sampling. Individuals are selected based on their ease of accessibility. This method is convenient but may not be receptive of the population. Understanding data distribution. Normal distribution, also known as the bell curve, is symmetrical with the mean, median, and modal at the center. Most data points are clustered around the mean. Skewed distribution, asymmetrical distribution where the majority of data points are clustered towards one end, with a tail extending towards the other end. Bimodal distribution has two distinct peaks, indication to spread cluster of data points. It suggests the presence of two different subpopulations. Measure of dispersion. Number 1 is range, the difference between the highest and lowest value in the dataset. Number 2 is variance, the average of squared differences between each data point and the mean. Number 3 is standard deviation, the square root of the variance, providing a measure of how spread out the data points are. Sampling distribution. The sampling distribution describes the probability distribution of a statistic calculated from multiplied samples drawn from the same population. As the sample size increases, the sampling distribution tends to become more normal. Central limit theorem states that the sampling distribution of the mean will be approximately normal regardless and the shape of the population distribution as the sample size gets larger. Sample size. The number of of observations included in a sample. Large sample size generally results in more accurate and reliable estimate. Statistic: a numerical summary of sample, such as the sample mean of sample standard deviation. The statistics are used to estimate population parameters. Confidence intervals. A confidence interval is a range of value that is likely to contain the true population parameter. The level of confidence is expressed as a pretense, such a 95% confidence interval. It used to estimate the precision of our sample estimate. Step 1. Determine confidence level. The level of confidence represents the probability that the true population parameter lies within the interval. Common levels are 90%, 95%, and 99%. Step 3. Step 2. Calculate the margin of error. The margin of error is the range around the sample statistic that accounts for the uncertainty in the estimate. It depends on the confidence level and sample size. And step 3 is construct the interval. The confidence interval is calculated by adding and subtracting the margin of error from the sample statistic. This range provides a plausible range for the true population parameter. Mungkin segitu saja materi yang bisa saya sampaikan. Maaf bila ada salah-salah kata. Saya akhiri. Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.